What's up, y'all? Jay Spruill, movies, music, sports, and life. Um, I'm sitting right outside of the movie theater, and I can guarantee y'all not gonna be happy with me on this. But I don't know. I think I'm not a hater, but I just think when it comes to the big budget comic book movies, it's becoming harder and harder to impress me. And I gave Superman a 7, so I think that if I had more fun watching Superman than I did Fantastic Four, then if I was to give Fantastic Four any better than a 6.5, then I'm not being intellectually honest. Now, here's the rub. Just because I give it a 6.5, does that mean that the movie is trash? Not even close to trash. My problem, and this was a little bit in Superman too, is that when the main characters are less entertaining than the other people around the movie, the supporting characters, it's hard for me to really root for the main characters. So as you know, in Superman, Krypto was more entertaining. Mr. Terrific was more entertaining. You got a good case that Guy Gardner, the Green Lantern, was more entertaining. And in this film, Julia Garner, the Silver Surfer, was a lot better than the Fantastic Four. And Galactus, even though he didn't have much personality, everything about him just had more, it was just more pronounced. It just stood out more. And I'm really starting to break down the Fantastic Four. This is gonna sound crazy. My guy right here, Spider-Man has more practicality and more efficiency as a fighter, being a hero, than you got a guy that's made of rocks. Okay, the thing, what do you really do? Like if it was, you know, if it was Showtime against Thanos, what do you really do? Johnny Storm, you turn into a ball of fire, you fly around. Once again, if it was Showtime against Thanos, what do you really do? Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards, you basically Marvel's version of Plastic Man, fam. You Plastic Man with a blue suit on instead of a red suit, and you don't got the shades like Plastic Man used to have, and you wasn't a former bank robber. But what can you really do against Thanos? So the only one that really has significant powers is Sue. Is it Sue Storm? Yeah, Sue Storm. And she's very similar to what's her name in Marvel? Phoenix? Jean Grey. My fault. She's very similar to the Jean Grey. So she's significant. But because of that, you kind of see that lack of really super abilities. And then on top of that, there's not that much personality. So you need more jokes. Like, you know, they complain about Marvel with the jokes, but you really kind of need them. Like, this was like an hour and 40 minutes. If this was 2 hours, it'd have been way more rough because it's just so serious and you don't have those jokes that you really need. But I feel like they tried to write jokes. They just weren't hidden. So, beautiful movie. a couple really good messages in the movie. But when you see it, feel free to, you don't necessarily have to spoil anything in my comment section, but just let me know if you felt the same way. It just doesn't have that vibe. It doesn't have that feel. Anybody who did a review of this and said this is the best MCU film so far, man, kiss my grits. I had to use the old Southern slang instead of, the bad word. Kiss my grits. This ain't top 10. Talking about this is the best Marvel, it's not top 10. It's still Captain America Civil War, Infinity War second, The Avengers, Black Panther, Captain America Winter Soldier. That's your 5. This ain't cracking the top 5. Don't insult me with that. But is it still worth going to see? Yes. But I will just caution you, we're not going to get a superhero movie with that feel until Spider-Man A New Day. And I would also say, what's the other one coming out? Avengers Doomsday. Those are going to be the two that's going to give us that feel. But unfortunately, Fantastic Four really doesn't have that feel.